Hey there everyone, it's Michaela. I am here with Mr. Jimmy Ashhurst, who we have interviewed before. He was in the Broken Homes, a band whom Guns N' Roses opened for back in their club days. And eventually
Once or twice,
but still. And eventually he joined Izzy Stradlin in his solo career as part of Izzy Stradlin and the Juju Hounds. And we heard the hound howling, and we came. So here we are to talk about another little thing that you did when you were with the Broken Homes. Jimmy had a cameo in Back to the Future, one of the classic films of the 80s, and since we love the 80s here, we thought we'd have him on again to talk a little bit more about it. How are you doing, Mr. Ashhurst?
Good.
Good. Alrighty, let's get cracking. How does it feel to be part of what some consider to be the holy trinity of film?
Had it not been for that one photo, I probably would have forgotten about the whole thing. Okay, again, I still feel like it's a non-story, but you guys have been gracious and insistent enough to want to dig for the real story, which there really isn't one. You have to understand a couple of things. It's easy to get sucked into a movie when you live in Los Angeles. It's pretty much going to happen eventually. And when nobody knows who you are, it's not a cameo. It's being an extra. And extras usually, sometimes you get paid, sometimes you don't. But in this case, it was very easy to not pay us because we were a band who was on MCA Records, which was owned by Universal, who were making that movie. So basically the story is this. They told us, hey, we want you to go be in this movie. They gave us an address. We went to that address. We stood around all day, and then we asked them when we could leave. And they said, you can leave at this time, and then we left. And that was really it. It was like a sound stage somewhere behind Universal backlot or something. I just remember like a parking structure and like a big warehouse type of thing, and this little guy running around. And I don't really watch TV, so I didn't know who Michael J. Fox was. And we weren't like given a script or anything, so the movie didn't exist at the time. So we didn't know what was going on, what portion of the movie it was, what the rest of the movie was going to be about. None of that. We just saw a bunch of cameras and we stood around and then we left. So I hope that answers all your questions.
Well, let's see if we can dig a little more. What were you doing when you got the call to be part of it? Did Mike, Judy, or the other casting director call you personally?
I don't even remember. Nobody called me. My band guy said, hey, we have to go over here now. I said, okay.
Okay.
That was pretty much it.
All right.
We parked in like a parking structure. We wheeled some shit. I think they told us to bring amps, which we ultimately didn't need. So we were mad that we had to roll them all the way there and then roll them all the way back, I think. I don't know. I was wearing some awful pants. I remember that. Was constantly reminded of that, actually, now that it's immortalized in film. But
I don't know about awful pants.
They were awful pants. They were bad pants.
Were they your pants, or did
they were my pants? They were my pants. I was just gotten back from London, and I was very excited because I've been shopping and stuff. So I thought I'd be able to pull those off, but I was wrong.
Well, I thought you looked nice in them.
Well, thank you, John. Very sweet.
Okay. So you worked with Robert Zemeckis, one of the great directors of film.
Did I?
You did.
Sweet.
Do you have any memories of him? Did he direct you at all? Or?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I couldn't have picked him out of a lineup. There's no way. I have no idea which guy he was.
Okay.
No clue. Our minds were on other stuff at the time. Film wasn't really in our sphere of interest. And so, it was just one of those things that you had to do.
Okay. Having been an extra in film and television, I understand that dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
But
I like that now it's a cameo, though. That sounds a lot cooler.
Well, we're glad you were in it. I think it's cool. How long were you on set?
I don't know, like maybe buffet or something, possibly. I don't know. It was like a table with some donuts on it or something. I think we ate. That's all I got. I'm struggling to even get that. I mean, I really don't know. I just remember being, okay, oh, do we stand here? No, we got to move over here. And then just, infinite number of takes and all that stuff. And then it was like, 4-second thing, which is better than the bit we did later in Thelma and Louise, because that one took 3 days and they edited most of us out of it and ultimately anyway. So that one took a lot longer. But I think we actually got paid for that one, so that was nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, that is one of the bastions of feminism. I love that.
Oh, that's a kick-ass movie. And that one, that one we had a little bit more contact with people. Most notably Mr. Scott, Ridley Scott, who was very, very, very gracious to us. And that involved a little bit more. We were actually chosen to do that. He actually came to a show and decided that he wanted us to be a part of it, which was really, really cool, because that didn't really, that wasn't a part of anything else we did. They just stuck us in there. But he actually chose us. So that was a little bit different. That was very cool. And he also, they pretty much, when you're an extra, you're like a, farm animal. They have these trailers that, it's very reminiscent of like, where they put like cows.
Yeah.
And so we were in one of those at first. And so we were all like sitting in there. And he came by and asked his production assistant if that was the best accommodations we had. And she was like, yeah, that's all we have left. And he's like, well, let's bring him into my trailer. So we spent the rest of the 3 days in his mobile home, which was very nice. And I made him cappuccinos.
Oh. Yeah. Cappuccinos from an Italian.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But that was good. It took 3 days and we're barely in it.
Still, 3 days with Ridley Scott.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. Already cool. How many takes was it before you were told it was a wrap in Back to the Future?
I don't know, like 7 million. It was like an all-day thing. It kept going back and forth. I really, again, I don't know. It was so long ago. I remember the parking structure. I remember a big sound stage and little guy. And I remember that the coach, I didn't know, he was yelling through the megaphone or whatever most of the day until someone told me it was Huey Lewis. And I never knew that at the time. And I was like, what are we doing in a movie with Huey Lewis? That's another subject I got.
Did you get to meet him after that, though, when you realized it was him?
I don't remember saying a word to Huey Lewis, no.
Okay. Anyway, any Spielberg sightings?
Spielberg?
Yeah.
No.
He's Robert Zemeckis's good friend.
Oh, okay. See, I wasn't interested, and I'm kind of still not really. I mean, I was, more wondering when we could leave. Really was my focus. I mean, I was on, we probably had something to do that night, or if we had a show or something like that. I don't know. But standing around all day, the Universal backlot is not really, super interesting.
Okay. Well.
And again, nobody knew what the movie was. We had no knowledge of what it was. I mean, I finally saw it, and it was very nice, but I had no idea it was going to turn into like some cultural phenomenon.
Have you watched the honest trailer of it?
No.
It's so funny.
Is it?
Yeah, watch it.
I will.
Okay. Artie, how many times have you seen it? Did you watch all three, and did you like all three?
I only saw that one, and I don't think I saw the other ones. Maybe like in the background or something on the tour bus, but
okay.
I was really, I don't.
Did it get an A?
Huh?
Would you give it an A?
An A?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess. Sure.
Okay.
If I were in a position to grade it, I mean, it's a hugely successful movie and franchise and all that. That's great,
Mm-hmm.
But my involvement was negligible.
Okay. Well, you made a couple more films, like you were saying.
I didn't make them. I maybe walked through them.
Own it, you were in them. But like, if given the opportunity, a la Sebastian Bach, would you like to be in more films?
Well, it would be great to get paid to do that. That would be different. But I don't know. Films of that sort of ilk, in the Hollywood machine, I don't think I would. I don't have any interest in that at all, really. I don't know. No, probably not.
All right.
Be the short answer.
Okay. Where are the zebra pants today? Do you still have them?
Oh man, they're long gone. I don't know. I remember we'd wash them and like one side would fade and the other side wouldn't fade. And so after a while, like one leg was white and the other one had some stripes on it. So that's probably when they went into the garbage, I would guess. Or I don't know. Maybe somebody stole them. I'll make something good up at some point.
Alrighty. Did you keep in contact with anyone from the film or from Broken Homes?
Well, from the band, yeah. Not from the film, no. We weren't pals, with any of those people. We didn't know anyone. But yeah, of course, I'm in contact with almost everyone from the Broken Homes. Still. Craig, probably closer than anyone else, And one of the drummers was Charlie at one point. So Charlie was the last drummer in the Broken Homes, which after he passed away, I just had realized that I'd come to associate Charlie with the Juju Hounds, and but I was going through a lot of pictures and stuff, and then I remember that he did play drums in the Broken Homes for the last year or so. After Craig left to start playing with Lenny Kravitz. Mm-hmm. We did a few, maybe it wasn't a year, I think we just did a couple of shows, but the drummer was Charlie and the guitar player was Mark Ford. Mm. So that was a little period that there are very few pictures. I don't think anyone took a lot of pictures, and there's no video of that, but I have a couple photos, so if somebody wants, I'll send them to them or whatever. But
we would love that.
Yeah, I was looking for one. I had this vague memory of Charlie playing in the Broken Homes, but I couldn't until I saw the picture. I wasn't sure. Thought maybe I dreamed it.
You should have your own YouTube channel. It sounds like you have like this treasure trove you could show off.
Yeah. Well, how much does that pay?
Advertising. You get a little from the advertising, so.
Right.
Yeah, you could buy an iced tea.
So what do? You get advertising, and then you say something that the advertiser doesn't like, and they take their money back, right? Or they delete your video, right? So you have to say stuff that's okay with your sponsor.
Pretty much.
That sort of takes the fun out of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, but...
Right.
Well, we deal with it pretty well on this channel, though.
Good. I guess it depends on what your subject matter is, If you're going to talk about something that's, maybe not a popular opinion or something like that, then you're obviously not going to get a lot of sponsors. And so, that's sort of one of the things. I think I went over this in the last interview I did with you guys, how you're being edited right from the start. You don't even have a chance to submit any counter viewpoints or anything like that. So it's that's a shame.
Well, hopefully we're dealing with it the best we can.
Sure.
Alrighty. Well, what is your favorite movie, if you have one?
My favorite movie goes back a ways, but it was probably The Man Who Would Be King with Sean Connery and Michael Caine. It's a John Huston film.
What's it about?
It's about two British soldiers, a Rudyard Kipling story. It's about two British soldiers in India, the British Empire sort of period in India, and they go in search of a lost tribe in the mountains, and they end up finding it, and the tribe thinks that Sean Connery is the embodiment of a god that they used to worship, and so they start worshiping him. And then he, they were like runaways. They'd run away from the British army, and ended up in these mountains. And so I won't spoil it for anyone who doesn't want to watch it, but it's sort of that's sort of the lesson in the man who would be king. It doesn't work out well for him.
All right.
In the end.
I'll definitely watch it.
The people kill him. The tribe, they kill him on the frickin' bridge, and he falls down. It's a really awesome ending. I just killed it.
Okay, well. Thank you, Mr.
Sure.
Ashhurst.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'll still watch it. There's spoilers everywhere now.
They shot him with an arrow, and he bled. And when they saw the blood, they were like, wait a minute, you're not a god. You're a false god. And so they fucking ran him out with this big dramatic ending. They killed him.
Okay.
It's pretty neat. But come on, Sean Connery, Michael Caine, Rudyard Kipling, and John Huston. It's a good combo.
I love John Huston. So.
Oh, you should.
Alrighty. Anything to add? Any memories that we didn't dig up so far?
No.
Okay. Anyway, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr.
Sure.
J. Ashhurst.
Hope you all enjoyed that awesomeness.
We will. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you later.